We're back on the Lobo Basketball pregame show. New Mexico is in the pit. It's Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Lobo head coach Richard Pitino is alongside. Coach Pitino, congratulations on a huge win in Vegas over 22nd ranked UCLA. After you watched the tape, what were your impressions?
Defensively, really, really good. Connected effort was phenomenal. Ready to go, and certainly relied on our returners, and that's the most important thing right now as we kind of get everybody else caught up to speed. We need Donovan, we need Nelly, we need Mustafa, we need True, guys who have been here before to really step up and deliver. I thought they did, but more than anything, just phenomenal defense and a great desire to go get a win. And very appreciative of the people that traveled there. It felt like a home game. And, that'll certainly be a quality win when we look back at it in a couple months.
We were watching the broadcast in San Diego, and we were loving every minute of it. Your good friend, head coach at UCLA, Mick Cronin, said postgame that he thought that his team didn't match your team's intensity. Did you see that too?
I think they played very, very hard. I think maybe it was execution more than intensity. They turned the ball over a lot, but we turned the ball over a lot. We just seemed to make timely plays. They cut it to 7. Donovan was out. Mustafa hits a key 3. That's what a veteran needs to do. But yeah, I just thought we were just a little bit, better execution-wise. I think UCLA gave us their best shot physically for sure. But I think UCLA, they've got a long way to go to be, and we all do, but they have so many new guys, and we took advantage of it.
How about the importance of the continuity of having 3 key pieces from last year's team, really 4 as well, if you include the freshman True Washington, but Mustafa Amsil, Nelly Jr. Joseph, Donovan Dent, and True Washington, a great core to bring back. Settling force, no?
Yeah, is that always going to happen? I don't know, especially with the landscape of what's going on right now in college sports. But yes, if you can find a way, you can only imagine if we had JT Toppin stay or even Mash stay. They're both killing it at other places, but everybody's dealing with that right now. So I was a little concerned about the UCLA game when JT left. I'm like, oh my goodness, what did I do? But credit to our guys, they stepped up, but yeah, if you can get some type of continuity in this insane environment that we're all dealing with, it can absolutely help.
Lobo head coach Richard Pitino with us pregame. New Mexico has Texas A&M Corpus Christi in the pit. What has gotten into Nelly Jr. Joseph? We know he's a great player. He was terrific last year. He has been phenomenal the first 2 games.
He had a true spring, summer, and fall. He went home a little bit, but he didn't show up October 25th. And so I've got high expectations for Nelly. I love him as a person. He's as good of a guy as you're going to be around. But any of these guys that stayed, they could all left. They were being recruited by other schools. It's just the reality of it. And I appreciate the fact that Nelly stuck it out with us. And I think he really loves what we're doing. But it's all been just hard work. Nelly is extremely consistent. And, the first game, obviously, he was terrific versus Nichols, and then I just thought he competed his butt off versus UCLA. So high expectations for Nelly this year.
You told me even before the season started that the Lobos are going to need Mustafa Amsil and C.J. Nolan to make some shots. They combined to go 3 for 6 from 3 against UCLA, and you got a 2 for 2 from Filip Borovichinen. That's absolutely huge for your team, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to shoot the 3. Not only the obvious thing is 3s are worth more than 2, but it opens up the court. It was kind of a tale of 2 games. We shot a bunch versus Nichols, 30-something. We didn't shoot a lot versus UCLA. I think somewhere in the middle of that is the right number. But you have to be able to make 3s. Nichols played a lot of zone that had they dared us to shoot it where UCLA did not. But I thought Philip had 2 really good 3s by us pushing the pace. Mustafa hit a really timely 3 that we needed him to. CJ will shoot a better percentage than what he started off. I think all of these transfers, Mustafa experienced it last year. New environment, playing in front of 10, 11,000 fans. They'll settle into it, but you absolutely got to be ready to shoot at all times.
Lobo head coach Richard Pitino with us pregame. New Mexico and Texas A&M Corpus Christi coming up. So Jim Shaw, their head coach, his second year, a really good first campaign for the Islanders under Coach Shaw. And it's another team a little bit like their Southland cohorts, Nichols, that you played in the opener, that fouls a ton. They do turn you over as well. What do you see on film from them?
Aggressive, fast, quick twitch, athletic, want to turn you over. Similarities to Nichols. I think they were picked pretty close to each other in the conference. So I wish it was going to be an easy game, but I don't expect that at all. Our guys got to be ready. They have been told through anonymous tweets and DMs on their phones for the last 3 or 4 days that they've arrived. And I tried to explain to them, appreciate it. Anytime somebody's going to give you love, thank them. But you got to move on. And I think they have. You can't look ahead. You can't be thinking about St. John's, Madison Square Garden. You got to be present right here, right now. And, Corpus Christi played Purdue tough on the road. Just blew out their last opponent by 50 points. So it's going to be a tough game.
Corpus Christi has a returning all-conference performer as well in 6'8" forward Gary Clark. What kind of a player is he?
Athletic, can shoot the three. You always want to figure out, do you switch the ball screens? Do you not? This and that. So we'll have to be ready to make some adjustments if need be, but certainly a very good player. They got good talent. Coach Shaw does a very, very good job with them.
You said that they want to try and turn you over. What do they do offensively? Are they a team that just plays out of flow, or what do you see there?
Motion offense. Their old coach was a Purdue guy. Matt Painter used to run. He doesn't run as much anymore, a lot of motion. So they're moving around. It's different. We've tried to prepare for it as best we can, but they're going to be moving bodies, and they're going to be driving us. So we got to be able to guard the ball as well as be in our help positions while guarding all the other down screens.
It's interesting the way this sets up. First week, Nichols at home, a Southland opponent, 22nd ranked UCLA, neutral site in Vegas. This week, Southland opponent, this time it's Corpus Christi, 22nd ranked. St. John's coming up this weekend. Best of luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Lobo Coach Richard Pitino, our guest here pregame. We come back right after this timeout. It's Lobo Basketball on UNM Sports Radio Network. Welcome back inside the historic pit post-game. Post-game show brought to you by the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. Wing Entertainment includes simulcast racing, live music, dining, the best games, and more. It's the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. Final score, Lobos 100, A&M Corpus Christi 81. We're joined courtside post-game by Lobo head coach Richard Pitino. Coach Pitino, congratulations. Nice win for your team. Wait. Do you hear that? I think they just called another foul.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of whistles.
No comment. I mean, I don't know. But that was a lot. That was hard. I thought we played well. And I don't know if the officiating was horrible by any means, but so many fouls called. I think you got to adjust to the game a little bit better than that.
Yeah, indeed. A lot of whistles. 54 by the final count. But Donovan Dent, 25 point, 10 assists, double-double. The book shows a turnover. That's a mistake. He was turnover-free tonight, Coach. They're going to fix that. This is the first 25-point, 10-assist, double-double the Lobos have had in 11 years. Kendall Williams was the last guy to do it. That's hard to do. He was magnificent. What did you see from him tonight?
Yeah, kind of like you said, so good at getting to the rim, an elite-level passer, as good of a passing point guard as you'll see in the country. And our guys are doing a really good job of understanding that he's looking for him, and did a good job of getting the foul line as well. So we are certainly very happy to have him.
Coach, congratulations. When you look at that stat sheet, what kind of stands out at you?
Obviously, the fouls was a major issue. What I did like was we cut down our turnovers. Obviously, Mustafa had 4, CJ had 3, but the rest of them, we didn't have as many as the last game, which was good. I thought it'd be a foul fest because they're very, very aggressive, and I don't think they necessarily are worried about that part of it. The defense at times was good, but it needs to be better in the second half for sure. They were just ducking their head and driving. Got to the foul line, everybody did, but I think turning them over was really good as well.
I thought I'd ask your team sort of trying to find the sweet spot with regard to the three-point shot, and you talked about it in our pregame. Took a ton of them in the first game, only 15 attempts against UCLA. It feels like this might be sort of the happy medium. You make 9 of them, you shoot 39%. What did you see there?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't coach three-point shooting as much as the media thinks. If you're open, shoot it. I didn't tell them the first game to shoot it every time. I didn't tell them last game to not shoot it. I want confident basketball players out there. And I thought CJ and True and even Mustafa had some really good looks. So we work on a lot. We shoot a lot. So I believe that we will continue to shoot the basketball.
Along those lines, confident shooting the three. When I asked you about Cade Dotson, the true freshman, the first thing you said was tough, not afraid. He will battle. And he was in that fray tonight, and he did everything. Even made 3 threes, 18 points for the true freshman. How about his play, Coach?
Banked one in as well.
Yes.
Yeah, he was really tough. I threw him to the 2, which he hasn't done a lot of, just because I didn't know our guards weren't playing great, and he really, really provided a spark as a freshman. He keeps his, head down and just works every single day.
How about the bench play? I mean, you were able to get valuable minutes for Cade Dotson and for Atiki.
Yeah.
I mean, those are going to be valuable down the road, aren't they?
Yes, for sure. And, Atiki first game played like 4 minutes. I think he was kind of like, I didn't come here to play 4 minutes. And I'm like, listen, Nelly's playing his butt off. At some point, there's going to be foul trouble. You have to be ready. Played a little bit more last game versus UCLA. But a great spark, blocked shots. They were ducking their head and just going to the rim. We got to be able to block shots.
Coach, Atiki's play, because of the foul trouble for Nelly, really stood out. But I thought you got very meaningful minutes from many of your bench players, many of your role players, especially in the first half when the foul trouble, first started to pop up.
Yeah, and we got to be able to go to the bench. That was a very, very choppy game, obviously, but I thought those guys off the bench, whether, obviously Cade was terrific. Atiki was terrific as well. CJ will knock down shots. He did some other things really well as well, 3 steals as well.
Coach, getting ready for a trip to St. John's in Madison Square Garden this coming weekend. Can't wait for that. Congratulations on the 3-0 start, and we look forward to traveling to the Big Apple.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Lobo head coach Richard Pitino post-game courtside in the pit. We'll take time out. We come back on the other side with a Lobo player, we hope, a star of the game. The Lobos knock off Texas A&M Corpus Christi 100-81. You're listening to Lobo Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. Back courtside inside the legendary pit on the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino post-game show. Winning entertainment including horse racing, live music, dining, the best games, and more. The Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. My broadcast partner is Hunter Green. I'm Robert Portnoy, and we are privileged to welcome in one of the stars of tonight's contest for the Lobos in a 100-81 win over Texas A&M Corpus Christi. New Mexico's fabulous point guard, the junior Donovan Dent. Donnie, congratulations, big dub, and way to go tonight. What were your impressions of tonight's contest?
Nothing really. We just knew that we could have a big letdown after the win against UCLA, so throughout practice the last 2 days, we just kind of staying up, just keeping the game high and just played hard.
Well, you had a great game in 25 points and 10 assists. Talk a little bit about Atiki, and because I thought against UCLA, you guys were kind of disconnected a little bit.
Yeah.
And in this game, it seemed like you set him up for wide open dunks, and he was there. And have you guys been working on that?
Yeah, we talked about a lot over these last 2 days in practice and film and all that, just telling him where to be ready in the right spots, and he was doing a great job of it tonight, so kudos to him.
It did look like, too, that there was a lot of work on the lob, and like he was ready for the lob tonight.
Yeah, no, he's a big lob threat, and we've been telling him that all summer, all this, whatever time we got over. We've been telling him he's a lob threat. All he has to do is jump and be ready for it, and he's been doing a great job of it today.
Well, it's been 11 years since the last time the Lobos had a 25-point, 10-assist double-double. Kendall Williams did it in a double OT game, by the way. You did it tonight with 0 turnovers. And I know you said post-game after the win over UCLA that you heard it from your family. All they want to talk about was the turnovers after a big game against the Bruins. And, right there in your backyard against your buddies on their roster and all that stuff, all they want to talk about the turnovers. Are they going to send you some messages, say, nice job cleaning up tonight?
They better. I was a no turnover game. I focused on it because I told Coach P my fault last game. I had way too many turnovers for what I like, so I was better for it.
I tell you, when I look at this stat sheet, the one that really jumps out at me is that 10 for 14 from the free throw line. That's something you struggled with last year,
yeah,
and you're kind of getting better at this year. Is it just practice? Is it mental
I think it's all mental mindset for me. Just I know I can shoot free throws. I've shot at a high percentage my whole life, so just getting back in the groove of it.
And you can do better than 10 and 14, too.
100%. Yeah. I think the 2 front-end ones I missed, I was a little upset with those, so I'll be better than that.
Little opportunity cost there.
Come on now.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel like, and I know we're only 3 games in, you got another big one coming up this weekend, but second week, how's the team gelling? You're trying to blend the old, you've got 4 returners in that starting lineup, but there's a lot of new and a lot of people getting run. How's it coming along?
I think we're gelling great, but it really starts in practice. Like, you look at our bench, like, CJ didn't have the best game today, but he's playing hard on the defensive side. Cade Dotson, 18
Phenomenal.
points on 6 of 7. Like, that's a great job for a freshman. So, like, I think we have so much depth in this year's team, so I'm excited to see where we go with it.
You're right. Tonight was really the time to see it because you guys got into some early foul trouble and they kind of came at you a little bit.
They came at us, and Tiki stepped up in a big way. Nelly's won player of the week and stuff, had early 3 fouls, had to come play the whole first half. Tiki stepped up great, did a great job. Cade subbing in here and there for me when I'm tired and he's a little sore. He did a great job of it. So it was a great bench game for us for sure.
They cut the lead to 9 there early in the second half. Coach Pitino called a timeout. What was said, and then you guys came out and just ran it right back up.
We knew they were going their run. They shot their run early, so we knew we just had to come back together as a team, collect, go back, do what we were doing in the first half, and we did that perfectly in the second half.
Okay, got to ask, have you thought at all, and of course you have, but now that this game is behind you, you have a win, you put up a hundo, you've been thinking about this coming Sunday. Everybody has. It's Madison Square Garden. It's the basketball mecca. You're playing Coach Pitino's dad. It's 22nd ranked St. John's. Have you guys talked about it?
We talked about it a lot, even a little bit before this game, but we focused on this game. Now going to film these next couple of days, we're going to zone in and see what they really got.
Excited about it?
Very excited. These guys playing in the Garden. Very excited playing in the Garden. Come on. Not many people get to play there.
But I'm going to tell you, it's a different, it's legendary.
Not many people get to play there, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Is the Dent crew all set up to join you?
They're texting me. We're trying to still figure it out, hopefully. If not, understand it's a far flight from California, but they'll for sure be at the Palm Springs tournament, so we'll see from there.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime in the Big Apple, baby.
I agree. I told him. I'm trying to see what my dad's doing. He's been calling me the last 2 days trying to figure it out.
Love it. Donovan, congratulations.
Appreciate it, guys.
Continue. Good job.
Donovan Dent, one of the stars of tonight's victory over Texas A&M Corpus Christi, 100-81. And what a night. 11 years the Lobos had a 25, 10-assist double-double. That was the last time, 11 years ago, by K-Dub. And Donnie does it with 0 turnover tonight in the pit. Remarkable effort by Donnie.
Oh, and, he's one of those guys that leads by example. And I think, he just gives his teammates confidence, especially the freshmen, like Kate Dotson. I thought, played a tremendous game for a freshman coming in off the bench, playing almost 15 minutes, 18 points, 3 assists. It's just that's going to help this team, especially as they grow into conference play.
We have come to expect Dent to do what he did tonight. Right. You don't expect 25 points, 10 assists, 0 turnovers every night, but this is what we hope to see Donovan do in what could be a player of the year type campaign in the Mountain West. But the player of the game is the career night for Kate Dotson. I mean, that just absolutely like a shining beacon on that stat sheet. It just stands out to you.
And you can hear it in Dent's voice how proud he is of this freshman. Almost like, he's returning kind of the favor of playing behind House. House always, gave Dent confidence in terms of, as a freshman, hey, you can do this, we need you, and so forth. And I think Dent does the same thing for Dotson.
New Mexico Aging Services is your one-stop shop for connection, resources, and advocacy. Visit aging.nm.gov to learn more. Thinking about Michael Carlisle, our producer and engineer, typically on site for all home games. Everything's good with the Carlisle family. We're so happy about that, and we'll see you again really soon. Michael, hearty thank you to Kaylina Scollin for producing back in our studios, as she did a fabulous job tonight. I'm Robert Porto. My broadcast partner is Hunter Green, the Lobo All-Timer. So great programming coming up for you this weekend across the UNM Sports Radio Network. Don't miss New Mexico hosting Washington State here at University Stadium, Saturday night, national television FS1, right here on the UNM Sports Radio Network. 7:30 kickoff, airtime 6:30 Lobo football pregame show. Bring a headset or something that you can plug into your mobile device so you can listen and do that in stadium. We want you there. We want it packed. The Lobo football team needs 2 wins in 2 remaining games to achieve bowl eligibility in Coach Mendenhall's first year. Wouldn't that be amazing? It can happen. Washington State just barely squeaked past San Diego State, a game the Aztecs controlled a couple of weeks ago. Guess who the Lobos just beat last Friday night? The Aztecs on their field. Yes. This is a winnable game against a quote-unquote former P4 school, Washington State, that stole some of the Mountain West teams into the new formed pack, whatever it is. What could be sweeter than beating that team on our home turf coming up this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could hear it in your voice.
Oh, passion, baby. Okay, so there's that on Saturday. And then fast forward to Sunday midday. It's a high noon deal, but that's local time. That's local time in the Big Apple. The Lobos are on the road, and it's the game that everybody has circled on the calendar from the very time that we saw it, that it was going to happen. It's the Pitino rematch. Remember, Iona came here when he coached them, and Richard Pitino beat Rick Pitino, Lobos over Iona, here a couple of seasons ago. Well, since then, Rick Pitino has gone on to St. John's. And St. John's home is the Garden. And Madison Square Garden and the Lobos coming up on Sunday this weekend. You don't want to miss it. Our airtime is 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time with the pregame show. Tip-off 10 a.m. with the actual game start. 22nd ranked St. John's, the Lobos and St. John. I cannot wait, Hunter.
Yeah.
It's going to be an amazing weekend in the Big Apple.
The Garden. Yeah. Last time we were there, the Lobos, we played Seton Hall after beating UCLA here in the pit in the preseason NIT. And it was a great experience then. Although we didn't come up with a W, we played against Seton Hall and lost that first game. But I tell you, it's something special. It's legendary. The Garden.
The last time you and I were in the Big Apple, the Lobos split 2 games, lost to Auburn. Remember the next day they beat a very good Wisconsin team in the Garden, led by Jaquan Lyles. Not in the Garden, but in the Big Apple. We were in Brooklyn.
That's
and
right.
it was an amazing trip. I can't wait to do it again, only this time it's the Mecca.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Mecca, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, cannot wait. Okay, that'll do it for us for tonight. Final score for the final time. The Lobos improved to 3-0. They drop A&M Corpus Christi to 1-2. UNM will take on St. John's in the Garden on Sunday. Get your breakfast ready and tune us in when we take the air at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time with the pregame show. Lobos knock off Texas A&M Corpus Christi here tonight in the legendary pit. Final score, the Lobos 100, Corpus Christi 81. So long, everybody. This has been Lobo Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network.
You have been listening to New Mexico Lobos Basketball. This exclusive presentation of Lobo Basketball is brought to you by Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino, your home for winning entertainment.